interview with Kayode. I'm like, oh my god! Good morning! Hi, Sebs! I saw a video on YouTube that said using the back camera is better, although now I'm not so sure. Maybe I should have cleaned my back camera before testing this out, but we'll see. Yeah, today is Saturday, no workout today. I woke up some minutes ago, and my plan today is to basically relax, promote my content, and try to get new clients because it's rest day, but we need dash money. Anyway, let's see if the back camera is really better. Happy Saturday!
This is my height. Oh God.
I'm here for the coffee and she's here for the cereal. That strict back camera thing is not gonna work. Wait, let me help you. I'll be one more down, right? You're eating bread, so. It's recording actually. Wait, I need to stop that before you throw my phone away. What are you doing? Jesus, look at all that. My mom's swirling, but I'm definitely gonna add cream to that because when Seven was younger, she really wanted this toy. Now, what was that? Anyway, she got it and now she knows the story and she's too scared to have it in the house. So this guy has been abandoned. He's been doing the university that what?
That is to be going and be coming back in the evening.
So even secondary school and university, you're going to be going and coming back every day. The evidence is there. In future, if you change your mind, doing vlog, she thinks it's a joke until one day she don't see the vision. She doesn't see, but no, she sees the vision. She's having a headache, and so she's gone. Please. Hi, chef. What are you doing? Decided to try reading this book. Then I had some fruit, and then a friend sent me a video of them watching my movie. Yay! Please watch my boy. What are we doing? You're hanging like a small monkey. I was too hungry to record my food before I ate it, but here's the after. Then Pearl was giving me gist, enough gist. Oh my god, for hours. Story time coming next, but watch.
ṣe rí láti ìgbà tọ́mọ yìí ti wà ní píníṣì ló ti ní lọ́kàn pé lọ́jọ́ kan yóò gun orí àpèrè yìí.
mo fojú mi méjèèjì gan lé rẹ̀.
láti mọ irú ẹni tó jẹ́.
So, midday story time. I'm sure you have seen the trailer for the movie Alahon coming to cinemas 21st of August. If you haven't watched it, run this video back, go and watch it so that you get the gist when I gist it, and then come back to hear this gist. So Alahon, in case you don't know, I spent roughly 2 years being the creative head, or like the head of creative. Either way, that kind of means the same thing. I'm seeing like light really flashing at the back there, but then I'm using generators. So anyway, I spent a little over 2 years being the creative head of Genesis Motion Pictures. It was like a new company created by the Genesis Group that's known for Genesis cinemas and restaurants, and it was intended to be like the production arm of the Genesis Group. So I was hired to basically be the head of production and the creative head. So when I came on board, I left that job this year. So officially February this year was like my ending after my 1 month notice. I finally left the job this February. Why I left the job, there's probably another video one day, but today's video is about Alahun. So anyway, when I joined this company, they already had 2 projects they had already selected to work on. One of them was Almost Perfect, which I'm repping, and the second one was Alahun. And Alahun, as you can see from the trailer, was a collaboration with Kayode Kasum's company, Film Tribe, and Singularity Media, owned by some other guy that's not a filmmaker, so I don't feel like I need to mention his name because he's a normal business person. But anyway, so I came on board, and at the time this movie was called Ori. So you know, when you start a new job, first of all, in that job, when I got there, I never met my predecessor. Like, the person that had the job before me packed her bags and ran. Like, I tried to get her number. I did like so many things to I got interrupted by a phone call, but I'm back anyway. So when I took over, I didn't have any proper handover because I never met my predecessor. But back to the main story. So one of the projects was Ori, and then when I read the script, so theoretically it was a good story, but you know, like, being aware of the realities of Nollywood, the limitations of VFX, and just knowing that Nollywood hasn't been known to execute really great VFX projects, right off the bat I read the script and I'm like, good story but not achievable. And again, in this job, I wasn't there as strictly creative. I was there representing the company, looking out for the company's investment, trying to decide if this was a good thing for the company to invest in. And at this point, in this situation, where the company had already committed to and decided to invest in this thing, all I had to do, at this point, all I could do was basically make what was already there feasible enough, realistic enough for the company to invest in and possibly make their money back. So, which is the point of this whole story now, I had to basically rework the story from a story of Ori, a god that was stealing people's heads with no clear direction, into a story of this young boy, a hero's journey from nothing to something. Put all of that together, was finally able to have a script that was, you know, that was now a shootable movie within the budget, like realistically of what we had, and it's relatively realistic. After that, obviously we went into pre-production, obviously again being the creative head, and at this time, honestly, at Genesis I didn't have any subordinates, so I was the one alone in the production department at Genesis. So I was doing everything from writing memos to getting money released, to looking through scripts, to going through cast lists, to like producer liaison, like everything. I was doing everything alone, but we survived it. Casting was done, payments were released, we went to set. I even traveled. Yeah, so I traveled to Oyo State when they were shooting to visit the set. I went to set, then things were going smooth. All this story I'm telling you now was like 2 years ago. 2 years ago. Went to set, everything was shot, then we entered pre-production, and that's where the longest season of my life came. Now, although I had done to the best of my ability, done my best to reduce the VFX to the barest minimum, even that barest minimum was a lot. And obviously it now seems that the director and the filmmakers themselves that had written this script did not realize what it meant to be trying to do all these VFX. And so the post-production ended up taking basically 2 years, because the film is finally coming out in August, and the film was shot, I was on set August 2024. So the most of all this, like the first cut was done literally like weeks after set, like a month after the principal photography was finished, but the post-production now took 2 years. And in the space of these 2 years, what I went through, because again, I was working for a company where at the end of the day, it was my office and my responsibility. So I was the one reporting back to the company, because they'll be like, oh, you're here, we are paying you salary, we funded this film, where is our film? So that was the company to me. The filmmakers are like, Sanye, you're in Nollywood, you know how VFX is crazy, you know the stress we are going through, you know that this budget that we even agreed to cannot cover all this VFX, and most importantly, you know post-production cannot just be rushed, especially for a film like this. Did I understand both sides? Yes. But what did that mean? It meant I was the guinea pig, the little prey in the middle, taking all of the heat from every side. Like, these people are angry, it's my fault. These people are like, you're a creative, how are you going to act like you don't understand what we are going through? You know, we knew you before as a writer, now you're in this office and you're all of a sudden being difficult. Because truly, I'm not gonna lie, the people that made Alamo are people that I have looked up to all of my career. They are people that, like Kayode Kasum is somebody that was in my dream list, like somebody that I always wanted to work with. So when I got into this job and I saw we're doing a movie with Kayode, I'm like, oh my God, you know? So to not have, like, you know, so I had to now be sending Kayode these very fierce emails, and all the while it's not like I didn't understand, but you know, there's like a fine balance. But the point of this whole talk I've talked is that this project took my blood, sweat and tears. Like, I know I'm not going to pretend like I did as much as the actual filmmakers. At the end of the day, I just visited set once, because in my defense, at the time we were also shooting this movie Almost Perfect. We also had 8 producers shooting a documentary somewhere else, and like I said, I was the only staff managing at this point 10 producers on different productions, like from Edo State to Lagos to Oyo. I was anyway, so I'm not going to pretend like I did as much as the actual director and producer on this movie, but it was, for me, it was stressful. It was a very great learning curve. It was a lot of all these things. But anyway, now I'm no longer with the company and the movie is coming out. Do I have credits? Did they give me my supervising producer credit at the ending of the movie? I wouldn't know until the movie comes out. Am I being added and tagged on all the promotional posts for all of the basically almost 2 years of work I put into also seeing this movie come out? No. And do I blame them? No, because at that point, was I Sani Alasia? No, I was simply a representative of Genesis Motion Pictures. And this is what brings me to the point where it's like, okay, as a creative, taking a 9 to 5, especially here where in our industry where your credits are and your visibility is basically currency and determines how much work you get to do, right? Like, what are the employment contracts for creatives supposed to look like? Do you understand? Like, what happens after you leave the job? Do you understand? Like, all of that work I put in, yes, it was for the company. It's the company's, like for example, the script notes I put in now were from my Sanye brain, obviously, but in this office. So how much of that contribution is attributed to me, like as a creative looking for work within the corporate structure? What are you really giving up? I should add that before my work at Genesis, I had worked as a production company as the head of development, where right off the bat, my employment contract said I could not write scripts for anybody else. Like, so it meant that the period I was working there at this other production company, not Genesis, any work that I did on a personal level was the company's property. Like, and again, to be completely honest, I shouldn't have done this, but that year I was at that company, I had to be writing under an alias. And while I was writing under this alias, I ended up having a YouTube project that I did for a very popular company and actress that went viral. Like, this movie did millions and millions of views. Everybody on social media was talking about it, and my name wasn't there because I had used an alias, because I was at a company that said I couldn't get credit for the work I did while working there. So it just makes me wonder, like, you know, like, I know obviously now, after having these 2 experiences that are very different. I mean, at Genesis, I wasn't stopped from doing work outside personally, but then I've now also had work I've done for the company that is now going to cinema and may go very far, but I don't know how much of my name is going to be involved in that. So from these two experiences, I can kind of see that going forward, if I do get another 9 to 5, because truly I'm applying for work, I'm praying for it. God knows I need the stability of a stable salary. If something better comes, if a bigger contract comes that doesn't have stable salary, I mean, that's fine. But I know right in this moment, as I'm doing this video, I would prefer a stable salary. But it also means that I'm gonna have to like look at the contracts differently, pay attention to things a little differently, obviously differently from how I've done it in the past, because I don't know how many, because again in Nollywood, most of the people that work like in the corporate structure, many of them are not actual creatives on the streets. So I'm in a unique position where I'm an actual writer and producer, and then I have this corporate life as well, and so it's a very fine balance. So I'm hoping that maybe my next job, I'll create a contract that is revolutionary, one of a kind, that kind of sets a precedent for creative corporates in Nigeria, because truly this corporate creative life is niche. It's a very, 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 very niche space. But notwithstanding, whether or not I get credits for this project, can I say I'm happy? I'm happy it's out. I'm so proud of the entire team. I know that Kayode and the guys were so stretched on this project. I feel like Kayode really was more stressed than anybody else, because I have a feeling, although they never told me this explicitly, I have a feeling he warned them about this VFX. Being somebody that's done so many projects back to back, I have a feeling he made it very clear that this VFX was not going to be the best idea, and somehow they told him things like, oh, you've now been jaded by Nollywood suffering, these are creative vision, and then he ended up in this situation where he was his company taking the hit for delivering a project 2 years late, because truly on the contract it was promised to come out a couple of months after shoot. So and watching how Kayode handled that situation as well, and all that pressure also was a huge learning curve for me. So I'm really proud of him and the entire team. I can't wait for the project to come out. It's a Yoruba epic story, Alahon the Weaver, and yeah, credit or not, obviously I would have preferred the credits, but maybe the credits will be there. I'm not seeing it. God, pray for me. Pray for me. But credit or not, I'm so proud. I'm so proud that the movie is coming out, and I can't wait for everybody to see it, and I can't wait to see what happens after it goes to streaming, after it goes to cinema, if it gets picked up by a streamer, you know, like what happens next, because you know we have this whole distribution complication going on in the industry right now. So but obviously you can tell that I really want that credit, because having credits on a cinema project is so different. It's very different though, so pray for me. Anyway, sorry for the break in transmission. Yeah, enjoy the rest of the vlog.
Juice.
One jollof rice and juice.
Jollof rice and juice.
You should get it. You should get it.
You should get it. You should get it.
You should get it. You should get it. Jollof rice and juice for the lady. My landlady passed on, and they came to get all her stuff. It's such an emotional moment for me. This is my inheritance, and it just makes me realize how fleeting life is. We did this for my parents, and I remember how that felt. There used to be a guava tree here. It mysteriously got ill and died after she passed. In a way, I think it's the property's way of sending her home and basically mourning her. I planted this where the guava tree used to be, and it has been blooming non-stop since it was planted. Say hi to my parents for me, and till you guys, see you next vlog.